Spam Go Bills in the chat right now, ladies and gentlemen. What is going on? You read that title correctly. You're like, Dan with that damn clickbait again. Someone's got to make a living, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just kidding. I genuinely believe it. I genuinely believe it, ladies and gentlemen, that this Buffalo Bills defense is going to surprise us for now the third week in a row. And I reflect back prior to the Baltimore Ravens game where I looked all of you virtually in the eye and I said, this defense is going to surprise you. And I have some receipts, especially compared to our first matchup with the Kansas City Chiefs, how I think that we're going to effectively take out Travis Kelce, same thing with Noah Gray, limit their run game, and really make the Kansas City Chiefs look exactly like they did in Buffalo just a couple of weeks ago. And it's not as far-fetched as a lot of us are thinking. Now, only questionable person, if I'm a gambling man, and if I have my football crystal ball, and I'm looking, if I had to put money down on anybody potentially missing, it would have to be Taylor Rapp. But outside of that, I'm very encouraged by the sign that Benford has been practicing. He is in protocol, but he was limited yesterday during the walkthrough. Always a good sign. Matt Milano just had hamstring soreness, ladies and gents. That is absolutely beautiful. Ice that bad boy down. Grab a massage. He's going to be out there fully loaded. Taron Johnson, full participant. Wasn't even mentioned by Sean McDermott yesterday during his opening presser when he was going through all of the damn injury reports. So we are going to have a full strength defense. And it's going to surprise you against this Kansas City Chiefs team. And it's all going to be based off of how they performed during the regular season. And dare I say, I would love to see a similar game plan because it worked. And I thought our defense looked pretty damn good against the Kansas City Chiefs earlier when we faced off. I think it was like week 12, week 13, something along those lines. Guys, I need to remind everybody that this stream is powered by William Matar, car accident attorneys. Guys, I never wish a car accident on anybody, all right? Even my most mortal enemies on the internet. But if that unfortunate event ever occurs, you have to call one guy and one guy only, and that is William Matar. Hurt in a car, call William Matar, #1 representative when it comes into all of your car accident needs. Again, I don't wish this on anybody, but you need to have the right representation if that event does happen. Here is his number on the screen if any of you are currently going through this, or if you just want to have this top of mind in case it ever does. William Matar is your guy. Man, I'm absolutely jazzed up to talk a little Bills football today. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Smash that like button. Easiest way to support me over here. And subscribe to the channel, man. We have surpassed 37,000 subscribers. We are climbing, baby. And I have a feeling that we are about to get up to 40,000 here in a lickety split. Let's make it happen. Dwayne is coming in the chat. And he's saying, Dan, serious question. How often do you see TD exposed the way I exposed him last night at the AFC East round table? Man, TD has jumped ship, and he is rooting for the Buffalo Bills. I am convinced that he is just trying to use reverse psychology, as you eloquently pointed out last night on our show. And let's just say, I think he's trying to jinx us. But jinxing doesn't exist, ladies and gentlemen. Nothing a grown man on the internet says about a football game is going to play out or motivate or move the needle to how a football game, how the outcome comes to fruition. I can promise you that. But I love it. I love seeing TD Finstock absolutely accepting the fact that, yes, this is the Buffalo Bills. Yes, we are about to run on damn business. Guys, listen, shout out to everybody in here. Shout out to my boy Jason, who has been a member of this channel for 9 months. Dan, I'm back. Been such chaos in my household lately, but so happy to be back and can't wait to beat the mediocre Chiefs. Shout it out. My boy Jack. Jack, what's going on, man? Hope all is well. And so I enjoyed our conversation earlier this week. Looking forward to reconnecting here soon. No bones. Spencer Brown is the best blocking right tackle in the league, and he was out last game against Kansas City. I've heard quite a bit about, oh my God, that Kansas City pass rush. I'm sure they'll get a couple of wins, folks. But again, there's been litmus test after litmus test after litmus test of this Bills offensive line going up against some of the league's greatest units. And if you don't believe me, just look at how the offensive line looked against the Denver Broncos, the best pass rush in all of football, bar none, number one in overall sacks, holding Josh Allen to just a single sack all damn game against the Denver Broncos should make you have all the confidence in the world with our boys in the trenches, with the big dudes out there, the iron wall protecting our soon-to-be MVP quarterback. But I'm sure a lot of you guys are trying to understand why I genuinely believe that this Buffalo Bills defense is going to get the best of the Kansas City offense. And I think a lot of it has to do with the very first matchup. And I'm not trying to take away anything from Andy Reid, because make no mistake, Andy Reid is one of the best adjusting minds in the NFL. I'm sure he is watching that tape against Buffalo over and over and over again. I'm sure he's watching our defensive performance against the Broncos, against the Baltimore Ravens, and he likely has answers. But sometimes there's personnel constraints. And I genuinely believe that there's only so much that you can do. Like, look at this, right? I feel like we haven't had a lot to appreciate what the Buffalo Bills were able to do against the Kansas City Chiefs earlier in the season. And this is precisely what it was. Xavier Worthy, 4 receptions for 61 yards. D-Hop, 3 for 29. He is the receiver that got 21% of the snaps last week, something to keep in mind. But then look at this. This is the big one that I wanted to point out. Travis Kelce, 2 receptions for 8 yards, and Noah Gray, 4 receptions for 23. Now, how did the Buffalo Bills do this, right? Like, how were we able to limit what has been the Kansas City Chiefs' bread and butter all year, their tight ends, especially recently? And a lot of it had to do with the scheme that we were running. And the scheme the Buffalo Bills were running was the first time we saw this team completely flip its identity upside down. And they've been incorporating quite a bit of it since that game. They ran a lot of man coverage, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of man coverage. Had linebackers, had Bernard, had Matt Milano right in the middle of the field where we know that Travis Kelce loves to live. Travis Kelce, 9 times out of 10, his receptions are right in the middle of the field, sometimes deep, but 9 times out of 10, he is the check down guy, 5-6 yards from the line of scrimmage. Him and Pat Mahomes have all the chemistry in the world. But what we saw was that we had a linebacker assigned to him at all times, always up in his grill. So as long as this Buffalo Bills team continues that same scheme, we're not going to be seeing Travis Kelce in his own damn zip code, right? Same thing with Noah Gray. Now, you will notice that we saw Xavier Worthy be the number 1 target for Patrick Mahomes during that first game against the Buffalo Bills, right? And a lot of Bills fans were probably out there thinking, oh man, this is Andy Reid just attempting to rub it in our face that we traded down with the Kansas City Chiefs and they selected Xavier Worthy because we wanted Keon Coleman instead. And it wasn't as petty as a lot of people might suggest. The reason, ladies and gents, that Xavier Worthy went off during that game, 4 receptions, 61, and I think we remember he was never targeted after he ultimately ended up stepping out of bounds on that one deep pass, if you will. It's because that was their only option. That was their only option at that point, was Xavier Worthy, because he was the only guy that could regularly beat man coverage. When you looked at Benford on DeAndre Hopkins, 3 for 29 is absolutely crazy. Watson on Taron Johnson, Noah Gray on Taron Johnson are our linebackers. Mecole Hardman on damn Rasul Douglas. We have oversized DBs, right? Like nice, solid, finesse DBs that can handle just about all of their weapons on the outside. And Pat Mahomes is not the guy, as of late, that likes to stretch the field. The data suggests it. He's not the kind of guy that's going to be raining piss missiles 30, 40 yards downfield, sideline to sideline anymore. He very much runs an offense quite similarly to the Buffalo Bills. A lot of short passes and relying on his receivers to get yards after the catch and make plays. And that's a winning formula. Hence why both of the teams that run that offensive scheme are currently playing in the AFC Championship. But my suggestion is run man coverage, rush 5 as much as humanly possible on Pat Mahomes, run man specifically on Noah Gray, specifically on Travis Kelce, assign that. And if Xavier Worthy pops off a couple of like big plays downfield, great. That's what a Bills defense and that's what NFL defenses need to do. That's what NFL defenses need to do, folks. You can't shut down every facet of an NFL team, and you definitely can't shut down every single offense that is good enough to make it to the AFC Championship. So what we need to do here is that we need to pick our poison. And the poison that I want to pick is a rookie wide receiver and a Hollywood Brown that has nowhere near gained the chemistry with Patrick Mahomes as he should have. Granted, he had an injury at the beginning of the season. I say that we go on ahead and we just allow that to happen. Because let me tell you what, if their only options are targeting Xavier Worthy and Hollywood Brown in the pass game, what is going to happen? What is going to happen, ladies and gents? Turnovers will occur. Mistakes will happen. And that's precisely where I am hanging my hat on the overall defensive game plan for this Buffalo Bills and Kansas City Chiefs squad. I'm really, really feeling it. All right. I have all the faith in the world in this defense, and I think this defense has been getting a lot of shit all season, where I think that they have completely outperformed expectations from the very beginning. As far as running, too, like people are like, oh my God, like running, like blah, blah, blah. Like, yep, Kareem Hunt went for 14 for 60, which is pretty damn good if you were to ask me. Pretty damn good. Yeah, we have Isaiah Pacheco, but let's be honest with ourselves. He's not the same since his injury. Has not been very good. So, man coverage, rush 5, and allow our defensive line to gobble up the run if necessary, and just take Travis Kelce and Noah Gray completely out of the game. Hold them to about 3-4 receptions apiece, no more than 20. Make Xavier Worthy and make Hollywood Brown beat us. Sure, I'm sure they're going to be able to score a couple, like with that as a game plan, but eventually they're going to make mistakes. And with how efficient I see this Buffalo Bills offense running on Sunday, I'm confident. I am so confident, folks. You have no idea. Jason came in and said, I have so much confidence the Bills will win. So do I. Craig, 2nd and 1. Josh needs to bomb away. Craig Ellsworth. Well, listen, as far as Josh Allen, I have a funny feeling that he is about to go absolutely nuclear on the ground. Because he, bar none, here, I'll go ahead and I'll share my screen real fast so you guys can have a better understanding. Yeah, this to the stage real fast. Dude led the team in rushing for 12 carries and 55 yards. And Josh really hasn't had a crazy year on the ground, but he had a crazy year, a crazy game against the Kansas City Chiefs on the ground, and he typically does. So I have a feeling that Josh is really going to be utilizing his legs here because for some reason Kansas City just hasn't had an answer for Josh Allen on the ground game. So we're going to see, but as long as our Buffalo Bills offense can go out there and just play that consistent mistake-free football, which we have proven over and over and over again that we can, I feel like we're in good shape. I feel like we're in good shape, folks. I'm standing on business. I still think this Buffalo Bills team wins by 10 points. I still feel like this Bills team wins by 10 points. I am going 38-24. I am going to continue to think that because quite frankly, guys, we are just the better team. I am not so much concerned about history in the playoffs. I am not so much concerned about how these two teams match up. I look at the Buffalo Bills roster. I look at the Kansas City Chiefs roster. I look at what the Buffalo Bills have been able to accomplish statistically all year. 30 points, 9+ games, 10+ games. This Kansas City Chiefs team only had one real loss. We're not counting that last week. This Buffalo Bills team is just quite simply better than the Kansas City Chiefs. That's all it is. And that's why we are going to win by 10+ points. So if anybody's upset about that take, I'm not here to try to convince you otherwise, obviously, because I'm not going to convince you otherwise. I am quite simply just using this as a resource for you to come back to when you are looking for answers. When you are reflecting and you're just like, how in the hell did the Buffalo Bills beat us in the AFC Championship? I didn't see that coming. How it's going to work out for you is that save this video for me, okay, and put it on your watch later playlist and come back to it because I'm giving you all the answers right now why I believe the Buffalo Bills are going to win convincingly in Arrowhead on Sunday and book our tickets right to NOLA for a Super Bowl appearance. It's going to be absolutely beautiful. Josh Brown is coming in. I like Thomas's prediction last night. 34-17, just double up. Thomas is expecting an absolute blowout. He is expecting a blowout. 17 points. I suppose it's not too far out of the realm of possibility because this Kansas City offense has scored over 30 points. How many times, guys? Like twice? Maybe 3 times? I'm going to have to take a look, but it's nowhere near as much as this Bills team has. Like, Like, we are averaging like second highest scoring offense in the NFL. And even though that we're pissed off at our defense for a lot of reasons, we're still like top 10 in points allowed, right? So is what it is. Why can't Johnson be the other DB in our base defense? Why does he come off of the field if we go out of nickel? It has to do with size, right? Like, you don't want him to be on the boundary, right? And basically dudes playing out of position when stuff like that happens. So is what it is. But don't worry, I don't have a feeling we're going to be doing a lot of 4-3 against the Kansas City Chiefs. It's probably going to be a lot of nickel. Let me see. Milo, okay, Dan Mitchell, I'm a Bills fan. Have you considered that the Chiefs just have it? They just know how to win when it matters. It is intangible. I mean, listen, I totally understand that, but I don't think that that's the mentality that you should be going into this game with, right? Because otherwise you're going to drive yourself crazy for the next 4 or 5 days. I would argue that the Buffalo Bills have it as well, right? I think that I look at this Buffalo Bills team and I think that we have been able to accomplish something that Kansas City regularly accomplishes. It doesn't matter how star-studded a roster is at this point, right? We find ways to win. We are disciplined. We don't turn the football over. We have the largest turnover differential in the NFL by a large margin. Second place is not even in the same zip code. This Buffalo Bills team has won close games this year. This Buffalo Bills team has defeated an undefeated team, has defeated the number one scoring offense in the NFL, and we find ways to win. This Buffalo Bills team has won games through their defense, has proven last week. This Buffalo Bills team has won with Josh Allen taking over. We have won games with James Cook taking over. So, sure, I think Kansas City, quote unquote, has it, but I think at the exact same time, we also need to understand something. This Buffalo Bills team has something. Right? No one thought we would beat the Ravens. No one thought that we beat the Ravens. I know a lot of us were confident in this chat right here, but I can almost guarantee you, that even some Bills fans were thinking, might as well start my mock drafts, but it didn't end up happening. Daily Stories, who do we put on Kelsey? Bernard like last time or Milano? Bernard did a hell of a good job last time. One of our linebackers is going to be on Travis. Both of them are solid in pass coverage. But say that I had to choose between the best in pass coverage, I'm probably going to have to go with Bernard. Man up, like I said, 30-40% man coverage. I feel like we'll be okay. Under Reed, they are always going to have a chance to win. The Chiefs do just have it coming from a Bills fan. That's been the difference between them and us, Cincinnati and Baltimore. Well, Gray, let me tell you something, my friend. Cincinnati didn't make the playoffs this year. Baltimore just got bounced by the Buffalo Bills in the divisional round by itself. So I wouldn't include both of them in that sentence. And we also ended up handing them their only loss this year. So at the end of the day, I'm okay with you guys saying these teams have it. This team has this over the Buffalo Bills based off of what you're saying. And if you're comparing games from last year or 2 years ago where the rosters were entirely different, I think you need to start understanding that this Buffalo Bills team has it as well. Like, we just outmatched them. And I have not seen a single game all year, minus games where we were absolutely savaged in injuries. I have not seen a game all year where the Buffalo Bills were at 95+% health, where we didn't go out and play absolutely perfect football. So I'm not sure about you guys, but I have a lot more confidence in this Buffalo Bills team than I have in the year leading up to the Chiefs game last year. And I also want everyone to remember that we had literally a practice squad defense going up against this team last year. So I need some damn positivity. I need some damn positivity up in this shit. You know what I'm saying, dude? Need some damn positivity up in here. How much time of possession do they need in the first half to force Kansas City to pass it? Or is it better if they run? I got the feeling that the first half decides it. I have a feeling we'll be pretty solid. And so I have a good feeling that we're going to be good. Flying to Kansas City on Friday. Absolutely pumped. Chills. Maddie, have a great time. Be safe out there. And I hope that you can go ahead and collect some Kansas City Chiefs fans' tears for all of us and sell them online, because that's going to be a hot product. Dan, you sound a little stuffy. What's your prediction of how many passing yards Josh will throw? Why do y'all always act like my damn mother? Maybe I am stuffy, okay? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. What's up, dude? How you doing? What is your prediction on how many passing yards Josh will throw? Like 250. 250, and he'll have like 70 on the ground. So Mahomes has won 37 straight games in which Kansas City has won the turnover margin. Absolutely, at all costs, we cannot turn it over. This is not the game to get away from our identity. We do not turn the ball over this year. We are the least likely to turn over the ball. So, according to the vast majority of metrics, and we have turned the ball over the least in the NFL. You guys should go look at the playoffs defensive rankings. Bills do have an astonishing in good way numbers. Dude, listen, we adjust great. Sean McDermott is an absolute monster. Mr. 37 says, I have hands. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. In fact, they are listed as deadly weapons. All right. Look at that, baby. Look at that. This week was Prince Allen slays the dragon and suits up again for his rightful crown. This has to be the year we get it done. The story lines up so well. It certainly does. Kermit the Goat. Hey, go Chiefs. What's up, man? Welcome to the chat. I appreciate you coming in and showing some love. All right, man. Hoping Rapp can go this weekend. If not, sliding tomorrow over and having Cole as the free safety seems to work well. I think that's probably going to be what we're going to be doing. I feel like that's probably going to be what we're doing. For all those in doubt, it's our time now. Go Bills. Elliot Roberts, Sarah Christine. We're one game away from the Super Bowl. Of course, we are going to be nervous. Can't wait to watch this game. Three-peat is incoming. No, my friend. The only thing coming is tears and disappointment, my friend. Hey, Dan, this is the first time I'm able to comment. Watch every day. Love your channel. Buffalo by Infinity. Jason Cage, my guy, dude. Thank you so much, bro. Thank you, Jason. Welcome to the show, my friend. I'm live at 11 a.m. and 5:15 p.m. EST each and every single time. God, please let the Chiefs lose. Man, listen, if anyone's going to do it, it's the Buffalo Bills. Dan, hope to see you at the Super Bowl. I am going. I booked my ticket earlier this week. Urban, fantastic, my friend. Fantastic. I hope to see you as well, my guy. Hayden is coming in. Why do you think Allen's numbers were lower than I personally was expecting them to be versus Baltimore? So really expected around 225 to 250 in the air. First off, like you could probably look at it from the perspective of the weather, number one, and then number two, like half of the Buffalo Bills possessions, especially after those turnovers, had us in very short yardage, like very, very short yardage. I'll also give credit to the Baltimore Ravens defense because they adjusted perfectly during the second half and they were largely able to take away a lot of those things. But I'd say number one was where our starting drive began, like which was mostly like favorable field conditions or a favorable start, if you will. Cold, and then also I would say just with the Ravens adjustments, right? So Josh has never really had like crazy numbers against the Baltimore Ravens defense, right? So he never really has through his entire career. He hasn't. It's just a very good unit. So they're big, they're physical. But now we're going up against the Kansas City Chiefs defense, which is nowhere near the exact same size, not quite as finesse, but they're a hell of a lot. Long story short, so we match up a hell of a lot better against the Kansas City Chiefs defense than Baltimore. Allen is about to steal Taylor Swift from Kelsey. No, bro. He's got Haley Steinfeld, bro. He's got Haley Steinfeld. He's good. Think if we score over 30, we win. Kansas City offense has not been scoring too much this year. They really haven't. We just need mistake-free football. That is all that we will see. Rather frustrated or just hyped up, Dan's going to hit Bob whenever there is an energy spike, and I absolutely love it. That's why I think half of you guys watch, because you know that Bob is only seconds away from getting an ass kicking. Ready to rumble on Sunday, Dan? Yes, I am, my friend. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a good one. Chiefs defense is fancy. Look at that, Sarah. Let's get ready to rumble. Go Bills. Thomas Edison failed at making the light bulb 100 times before he succeeded, so we are bound to win Sunday. I'm speaking it into existence. That is all we can do. The refs can't help if the Bills are up by 1 million. Out. He's out. Knocked out. All right, Hayden. So even if the cold next week, you expect us to be airing it out more than last week. Yeah, most definitely. Where the weather report is right now, guys, it is prime football weather next week. So Sunday, here it is. Sunday, this is what we're looking at. A high of 34 degrees and 26 degrees at night. At about kickoff, it's going to be 30 degrees. And by the time the game is over, it's going to be around 28. And wind is only going to be at 5 miles an hour. This is nowhere near compared to the single digits frozen field. This is something that Buffalo knows how to play in, right? Like, this is fucking summer in Buffalo right here, ladies and gents. I'm just kidding. It's not quite like that. But no, I do not think that the weather is going to play a factor at all for either team. It's the perfect conditions to determine who truly is the better team and who truly deserves to go to the Super Bowl. King, didn't Peyton Manning win against Brady finally in the fourth time? I mean, hopefully. I expect Benford to be a go on Sunday. So remember, Ray Davis took a much worse hit against Denver, and he still played against Baltimore and played well. So I'm going to tell you, and this is probably not the best for player health by any stretch of the imagination, but the concussion protocol tends to accelerate during the playoffs. And his hit really wasn't that bad because he ended up getting hit on the onside kick attempts from Baltimore. So I feel like he'll be good. I got a feeling it's going to be a very controversial game, and it's not going to look good on the NFL. I hope not. I've watched Kevin yesterday, and he has us losing. Kevin says he has us Wait, my boy Kevin? My boy Kevin has us losing? That's a lie. I don't believe it. That's a lie. I don't believe it. So Milano is going to play Sunday, but it's really Rap I'm worried about. Juba, it was minus 19 last night in Western New York. Holy hell. The Chiefs are not as good as they used to be. Yo, he really said that? Yo, he didn't say it. Hold on. Yo, was it on X? Yo, was it on X? Let me see. Let me see. Yo, where was it? His stream? Oh, it's all right. It's all right, folks. It's all right. Bishop is not ready. We're winning right in time to bring that trophy to the ghost of the old stadium past. I can see the documentary already, and we are going to bring one home in the new. Chiefs easy three-peat, so I get that you want to come in here, have fun, and troll, but the last thing you want is for me to start trolling you. Let's keep it a little real. Absolutely, baby. I have a feeling that if we have more points at the end of the game than KC, we win. I love that take. On YouTube, he said KC is going to win on some fluky play. Kevin is just being honest. He knows what's coming. Chill, Kermit the Goat. Everyone was shocked. Jay, I saw something that the Chiefs haven't won 3 straight AFC championship games since Mahomes took over as their quarterback. Let me see. Not happening, Richard Forbes. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen, folks. We are complete fire. We have Michelangelo coming in. So we have Taylor Rapp. He is day-to-day. He did not practice yesterday, and then everybody else was at least limited. So I think that we're going to be walking in there with a solid little game plan. We have to be able to handle Karlaftis and Chris Jones. I feel like we'll be okay, man. We didn't have Spencer Brown last game, and Deion Dawkins has been on an entire different level for the past bit. But all right, folks, I'm going to get going. Real short stream today because I have some things I have to take care of around the crib. Some errands to run. And I got to clean this place, too, because this shit's getting out of control. I love each and every single one of you. I'm going to be bringing on Cole from How About Them Chiefs later in my second stream of the evening. Obviously, I'm going to be live on BetUS TV's The Huddle. And I love each and every single one of you. Subscribe, like this video, and we will see you later. Peace.